With this lesson, we're going to deepen your eyes to inner ear training, to the point at which you'll need almost no external reference in order to simply hear what you see. But let's start with the same procedures that we learned in the last lesson. We'll modify those procedures as we go, and then start cutting out steps until we get to that point. Our task is to read and hear harmonic intervals. And while that's easily said, this may be the biggest hurdle for a lot of students. The problem is that the undisciplined ear tends to internally hear and remember the top pitch of any harmony, and only think of the rest of the harmony in context with the flow of the music. The upcoming drills will not only develop your reading and internal hearing skills, as I mentioned before, but also force your ear to hear and play back everything that it reads in a simultaneous collection of pitches, so long as the eye can understand what it's looking at, and the mind organize the order and identity of the pitches. Open up your curriculum PDF once again to the pages in the Unit 5 Internal Ear Training Drills. I'm going to take you step by step through each of these sets of drills right now, so let's start with the very first drill of the first set, harmonic intervals from scale steps. Just like the previous scale step drills, these drills feature intervals that get smaller or larger based on their position on a staff, but harmonically rather than melodically. We'll try the first drill together now. You can see that the drill is set up just like before with two staves, one each for high voice or low voice, and all with a one-sharp key signature. But there's a new factor at work here, grace notes tied to the lower pitch of each harmonic interval. This allows you to sing both pitches in order from lowest to highest, fixing both in your inner ear so that you don't just focus on the top pitch. The first procedure is the same as we've previously drilled. First sing the pitches, starting this G for high voice, or this G for low voice. Make the grace notes nice and tight, like this. Do, so. Try that out now. Sing the drill aloud with the appropriate sight-singing syllables as indicated. Now sing that same drill internally, once again just like we studied in the previous drills. Your inner impression should have sounded something like this. Do, so, re, so, mi, so, fa, so, sol, do, la, do, ti, do, do. If so, then perfect. And now for the first tricky edit of our training approach. Shave off the grace notes, and play back both pitches of each half note on your internal piano. Try to realize these pitches simultaneously as one solid harmony, rather than as mainly one note or the other. Ready? Give that a try now. First on the staff that you've been singing, then on the other staff, up or down an octave. Did your internal piano sound anything like this? If so, then you're off to a great start. If not, run through that whole drill and all the steps one more time, but a bit slower. In either case, once you're ready, pause this screen and go ahead with the rest of the first set of drills, and watch out for the modal and minor drills on the second page. I hope that first run-through went well. As with the previous lesson, I want you to practice these drills until you're able to play them through internally with perfect ease and clarity. Turn the page and let's look at the next set of drills. Stacked harmonic intervals. Our previous drills with stacked intervals were a little arbitrary, but these drills are more geared toward actual chordal shapes, root chords, dominant sevenths, and so on. By this point, your inner ear should be experienced enough to discard the very first half of a step of singing through each drill aloud. Just go straight to the internal singing right away. Pause the screen and try that now on the first drill. Did it sound like this? Do, re, fa, sol, sol, ti, do, mi, sol, do. Then perfect. You might as well just leave off the external singing on all these drills from now on, including the set we did previously in this lesson on scale steps when you go back to it. Now play this same stacked drill again, leaving out the grace notes and simply realizing each interval as a simultaneous unit. Once you've played through your home staff, play through the other staff, higher or lower, as a contrast. Now to check your work. It should have sounded a bit like this. If it did, then you're ready to take on the rest of the set by yourself now. Pause this screen and get to work. At this point, I would almost prefer that you just focused on the first 2 sets of drills for a few days, running through each half a dozen times until perfect. If you want to proceed today, that's fine, but you should realize that from this point on, we're ditching all internal singing preparation. You might want to really dig into the previous material before you do that. But I suppose that even if you take my recommended approach, there's no harm in just watching the rest of this video now. So turn the page and look at our final drill for this lesson. Consecutive harmonic intervals. As before when we were studying melodic pitch relationships, these drills explore sequences of the same intervals. At first they simply walk up and down, which is an easy way to start. But later on, these exercises feature more random placement of these intervals, so be prepared for a challenge. As I mentioned, there's no singing preparation, so more than ever you're going to want to clearly form the sound of a piano playing the right series of intervals in your mind. Go ahead and try that on the first drill now, playing both high and low intervals. Not too incredibly difficult, was it? It should have sounded like this. Does your ear feel thoroughly stretched yet? The truth is that we've barely even started. Get these drills down perfectly first, and the sooner you can drop all singing preparation the better, and then get ready to realize full accompaniment styles along to melodies in the next video.